Scene opens with a wide shot of a Roman Colosseum, packed with a roaring crowd. The sun beats down harshly. The camera slowly zooms into the center of the arena, where two gladiators are locked in combat. One is heavily armored, the other, our hero, is Morea Khale, lightly armored, but already wounded. The roar of the crowd is deafening. In the heart of the Colosseum, under the relentless gaze of 100,000 spectators, history is not written in ink, but in blood and sand. The year is 112 AD, during the reign of Emperor Trajan, and Rome is at the zenith of its power. It's hot. This magnificent amphitheater beats with a savage rhythm, a thirst for spectacle, for courage, for death. We are not just watching a fight, we are witnessing the final act of a man's life. He was not born a warrior. Perhaps he was a farmer from Gaul, a fisherman from Hispania, or a stonemason from Batanea, captured and sold into a life he never chose. His name, his past, all erased. In the Ludus, the gladiator school, he was every muscle was honed, every instinct sharpened. He was given a new name, a new purpose: to fight, to entertain, to die for the glory of Rome. The fight intensifies. Our hero, despite his injuries, fights with incredible skill and desperation. He parries a heavy blow and counters, but the larger gladiator shoves him back. Stumbo. Look at him. See the grit in his eyes, the sweat carving paths through the dust and grime on his face. Each scar on his body tells a story of a battle survived, a brush with oblivion. He fights not just with his sword and shield, but with the memories of a life stolen from him, a phantom touch of a wife's hand, the distant laughter of a child he may never see again. These are the ghosts that fuel his desperate struggle. His opponent is a beast of a man, a veteran of countless battles, a crowd favorite known for his brutality. He represents the system, the unyielding power of Rome that crushes individuals into dust. Our hero, in his defiance, represents something more. He represents the enduring flame of the human spirit that refuses to be extinguished, even in the face of certain doom. Our hero dodges a lethal swing, but the heavily armored gladiator kicks his leg out from under him. He falls to one knee. The crowd's roar intensifies. The sand, baked by the Italian sun, is a canvas of life and death. It soaks up the sweat, the tears, and the blood of men who fight for a sliver of honor in a dishonorable world. A gladiator's life was a paradox. They were slaves, the lowest of the low, yet the best among them were superstars. Their images were etched into mosaics, their names whispered by noblewomen. They were prisoners in a gilded cage, living symbols of Roman virtue's courage, manliness, and strength. They were bound by an oath, the Sacramentum Gladiatorium, to be handled by the sword, to be burned, to be bound, to be beaten, and to be killed. They accepted this fate. But acceptance is not surrender. In the arena, for a few fleeting moments, a slave could become a king. He could command the attention of the emperor himself. He could win the adoration of the masses. And with it, a chance at freedom, the elusive asterisk, Rudy's asterisk, a wooden sword symbolizing his discharge. That is the prize he fights for, not just his life, but his soul. He tries to rise, but his opponent drives a sword through his shoulder. Our hero cries out in pain and collapses onto his back. The crowd goes wild. The victorious gladiator raises his arms, soaking in the adulation. The blow is decisive. The world for our hero narrows to a circle of searing pain. The deafening roar of the crowd begins to fade, replaced by a dull ringing in his ears. His opponent stands over him, a dark silhouette against the blinding sun, appealing to the editor, the giver of the games, for the final verdict: thumbs up for mercy, or thumbs down for death. But for our fallen warrior, the verdict is already written in his own blood. Pooling on the sand, he feels the life draining from him, a warmth spreading through his chest. The harsh light softens. The dust motes, dancing in the sunbeams, looked like stars. His grip on his sword, his only companion in this brutal world, loosens. The camera begins a slow dolly-in on the dying warrior. The sounds of the crowd are muffled, distant. We see his perspective, the blurry figure of his opponent, the vast structure of the Colosseum framing the sky. In these final moments, what does a gladiator see? Not the jeering faces or the emperor in his gilded box. He sees a field of wheat swaying in the wind. He hears a lullaby his mother once sang. The metallic taste of blood is replaced by the sweet taste of a stolen fig from his childhood. The arena, the noise, the pain, it all melts away. He is no longer Spartacus or Crixus or any of the famous names history remembers. He is just a man reaching for a peace he was so long denied. He fought with honor. He faced death with courage. In a world that sought to dehumanize him, he held on to his humanity until the very end. The crowd begins to chant his name. They saw not just a slave, but a hero. His name, shouted by thousands, is the only eulogy he will ever receive. It's a fleeting tribute, one that will be forgotten by the time the next pair of fighters enters the arena. Close up on his face, his eyes are unfocused, looking past the camera. A single tear traces a path through the grime on his cheek. His hand, still gripping the hilt of his sword, finally goes limp. The sword drops with a soft thud onto the sand. The sand turns red. His last breath escapes, a silent whisper lost in the cavernous stadium. Danis fade in. Silence engulfs him. His story, like countless others, is absorbed by the thirsty ground of the Colosseum. A tragedy, yes, but also a testament to the indomitable will to live and to die as a man. His fight is over. The games will continue. The crowd will demand more blood, but for a brief, sacred moment in the heart of the Roman Empire, a fallen gladiator's last stand reminded everyone, from the highest senator to the lowest plebeian, of the terrible cost of their entertainment and the enduring, tragic heroism of those who fought and died on the blood-soaked sand of the arena. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time. If you were moved by this story and want to explore more pivotal moments in history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring these stories to life. See you in the next one.